There's been a lot of talk recently about white privilege, and many of you may have been wondering, what is white privilege? Probably not, but I'm going to tell you anyway. White privilege is when liberals have so few problems that they have the privilege of sitting around complaining about white privilege. You can see white privilege in the liberal arts departments of left-wing universities, for example. At these universities, there are college professors who don't have to know about anything but their own opinions and who can't lose their jobs because they have tenure. These people have it so easy that the only thing they can think to complain about is white privilege. That's white privilege. But you may ask, if white privilege means having it so easy that all you have to complain about is white privilege, can black people have white privilege too? Oh, absolutely. Say you're a black actor who makes a freaking fortune on TV by showing up for a few hours every week, dressing up as a poor person, and reading lines someone wrote for you about how white people have white privilege. You now have so few problems in life that you not only have the white privilege to complain about white privilege, you have even more white privilege than a white person with white privilege because you're black, so you also have the white privilege of never being accused of having white privilege. Many black people, of course, do not have white privilege. These are black people who live in cities run by liberals. Liberal welfare policies have created a culture of dependency for these black people, and liberal teachers' unions have kept them too uneducated to rise above it. Liberal sexual policies have helped create a horrific plague of illegitimacy, which has mired these black people in generational poverty. And liberal attacks on police have left these black people in neighborhoods so violent that they are almost like war zones. How do liberals help these people whose lives they've helped destroy? By complaining about white privilege. Why? Because they have white privilege. So screw the black people whose lives they helped destroy. Now, to be fair, some liberals do try to help these black people whose lives they helped destroy. How? By pulling down statues to oppose white privilege. Why do liberals pull down statues instead of changing the policies that have helped destroy the lives of black people? Because their policies haven't destroyed their lives. In fact, their policies make them feel great about themselves. And what is it called when you help destroy the lives of black people but feel great about yourself while uselessly pulling down statues to oppose white privilege? You guessed it, it's called white privilege. So, in conclusion, the best way to tell if you have white privilege is if you're complaining about white privilege. Because believe me, if you didn't have white privilege, you'd really have something to complain about. Trigger warning, I'm Andrew Klavan, and this is The Andrew Klavan Show.
I feel hunky-dunky, life is tickety. I feel hunky-dunky, life is tickety-boo. Birds are winging, also singing hunky-dunky-doo. Ship-shape, tipsy-topsy, the world is zippity-zing. It's a wonderful day, hurrah, hooray! It makes me want to sing. Oh, hurrah, hooray! Oh, hooray, hurrah!
Hooray, it's mailbag day. Hey, yeah. All right, we're going to answer all your problems, all your questions, solve all your problems. Answers are guaranteed 100% correct and will change your life on occasion for the better. We also have Tickety-Boo News, which is your weekly lesson on how to read the news to get at the good stuff. It's, you got to kind of pull through the horse manure to get to the pony. But we'll start out by giving you some advice right now about how to get a mortgage. If you've ever done this, I don't know if you guys, have you ever done this, Jay? Yeah, that's right. Of course, I knew that, of course. I mean, and it's a pain in the neck, and you have to sign papers. I mean, the number of papers so nobody knows what he's doing, and yet this is one of the biggest things in your life. So you don't want to just go to one person. You want to get all the prices together and compare. Same thing you would do if you were getting on an airplane, going to a hotel. Now you know there's all these things you can go on and compare prices, get the lowest price. LendingTree is what you do, where you go if you're going to get a mortgage. Because about 80% of people who get a mortgage only get one offer. So of course, you're not, and the thing is, a tiny little change in the percentage can save you a lot of dough. The average LendingTree customer can save $20,000 over the life of their own. That's the average, which means half the customers can save even more than that. It really is just a little tick in the percentage points you're paying. It just makes all that difference. Whether you're looking for a new mortgage or to refinance or home equity loan, LendingTree is the only place where you get up to 5 real offers from America's top lenders and can compare compare side by side for free. It takes about 3 minutes, and it's like shopping for flights online, only you're shopping for the best mortgage offers for you. Rates always go up or down, but regardless of what is happening with the rates, you can always get the right offer for you with LendingTree.com. Are you sure you have the best deal? Find out how much you can save today at LendingTree.com/Klavan. And you may ask yourself, how do you spell Klavan? I don't know. Yes, I do. Wait, I remember suddenly. Klavan. LendingTree.com/Klavan. LendingTree.com/Klavan. People are saving an average of $20,000 over the life of the loan. LendingTree, LLC, NMLS number 1136. Terms and conditions apply. I have to read that, or two guys from the banking system come and carry me away. So, one of the things about the news these days is I sit around, I'm sure everybody does this, I sit around and I'm not sure what I'm seeing because everybody's got such strong opinions, and the news people lie, and of course politicians lie. And so sometimes you're sitting there looking at something and you don't know what it is. Last night I watched this rally and it looked to me like Donald Trump as Godzilla stomping on CNN and the rest of the news media while they ran around like the Japanese people in those old, Japanese monster movies. It's like, it's like a week and a half they've been poking him with this Charlottesville thing very unfairly. I have to say, I've talked about how I didn't think he handled it like he should have handled it. But they have been totally unfair to him, saying he's defending Nazis. He's not defending white supremacists. He's not, that he is a white supremacist, that Republicans are. It's just nuts. So they're poking him and poking him and poking him. And it's like, they just destroyed him. I think after watching it, and I'm going to show you why, but I think we've earned a Trump happiness montage. Do we? I got to blow it. Blow it.
We're going to win so much. We're going to win at every level. We're going to win economically. We're going to win with the economy. We're going to win with military. We're going to win with health care and for our veterans. We're going to win with every single facet.
Zippity-doo-dah, zippity-yay. My, oh my, what a wonderful day.
We're going to win so much, you may even get tired of winning. You'll say, please, please, it's too much winning. We can't take it anymore.
I feel pretty, oh so pretty. I feel pretty and witty and gay.
We have to keep winning. We have to win more. We're going to win more.
Oh, Lord. I was watching this thing. I was laughing so hard because he just knows where they live. And the thing that he has done, he's kind of like a comedian dealing with a heckler. My father was a comedian. He told me you let a heckler hit you like 2 or 3 times before you go after him, because then the audience is on your side. You just rip them apart. And that's what it is. This week and a half of this nonsense about Charlottesville and the way he dealt with it. But the thing is, what he has done in Charlottesville is so important, because he's violating the great left-wing media taboo, which is a taboo on saying anything that even seems racist. But the way they define that is that if you don't support leftist policies, you're racist. And then when they catch you on being racist, you're supposed to apologize and say, oh my goodness, I seemed racist, tacitly making it defending left-wing policies, making it impossible to say, there shouldn't be welfare in these places that just turn people into dependents. There shouldn't be teachers' unions. They always say the teachers' unions, oh, who's going to teach the children? Teachers' unions don't teach people. They don't teach people. They just destroy schools and they destroy lives. And all these people, and oh, you're going to go in and tell black people, about their sex lives? Well, yeah, if they're having this illegitimacy plague that is destroying, they're our fellow citizens. Of course we're going to talk to them, just like we would anybody else. And what Trump did in calling out both sides and calling out the violent left, and like I said, he didn't do it as well as I would have liked him to do it, but in calling out both sides and pointing out that there is problem with violence, much more of a problem with violence on the left. Let's face it, how many Nazis and Ku Klux Klan people are there in the country? We could probably fit them into a room in this building somewhere, which would be a good place to keep them. We could just lock the door and they'd be, but the left is really a problem. So he's stripping the media of their power to embarrass and turn him toxic. Everybody around him is running for their lives, saying, oh, I don't want to be tight because, they're CNN and two New York Times. And Trump is just standing there and fighting back. If these people had an ounce of courage, they would stand there with him. So listen to him turn on the media. I mean, and this is hilarious. This is just the beginning of what he did.
What happened in Charlottesville strikes at the core of America. And tonight, this entire arena stands united in forceful condemnation of the thugs who perpetrate hatred and violence. But the very dishonest media, those people right up there with all the cameras, and I mean truly dishonest people in the media and the fake media, they make up stories. They have no sources in many cases. They say a source says there is no such thing, but they don't report the facts. Just like they don't want to report that I spoke out forcefully against hatred, bigotry, and violence, and strongly condemned the neo-Nazis, the white supremacists, and the KKK. I openly called for unity, healing, and love, and they know it because they were all there.
This is, first of all, just leaving the press out of it for a minute, he's got his people cheering against the KKK and the Nazis, cheering against the haters, and that, for people of goodwill, is a good thing. This is a movement. This is a powerful, powerful man with a big, big audience who loves him, and now they know he has now brought them with him over to the side of the anti-haters. So that's great for everybody. That's good for everybody. But at the same time, he then goes on, and I'm not going to play the whole thing. It went on forever, but it was uproariously funny. He goes on, he starts to read the statements that he made, and he says, when I talked against hate, and then the next day they said, oh, that's not enough, call out the KKK. So I called out the KKK, and then so the next day I talked about loving, I say we love, and then I made this speech, and he goes on, and it's all true. I mean, this is the other thing, it's all true. So the news media is saying, well, he left out the fact that he said that there were problems on all sides and on both sides, and this is the thing they've been hitting him with. But guess what? We know that because that's all they've been saying all this time. So all he was saying is, yes, I may have said that, but I also said these things. And, these are the things he said. And it's kind of unimpeachable stuff, the way he talks and the way he made it sound. And that one line that they keep hitting him with about the fact that he said there are good people on both sides. Matt Lauer said to the vice president, have you ever met a good person on the Nazi side? But he wasn't talking about that. And everybody knows it. He was talking about the people who opposed tearing down statues. He was saying there were good people, on both sides of that issue. And I don't know if there were any good people in Charlottesville that day. They all seemed pretty nasty to me. But so he's calling them out. So now he's taken away, and then he does a couple of other just brilliant things that I'll just mention. I don't want to play the whole thing because it was kind of long, But he's talking about the fact about the elites, and everybody is attacking the elites, and he says, you know what? I live in the White House. I went to all these good schools. I got better grades than they did. Maybe we're the elites. And he's talking to all these people. And what's wonderful about him is here he is, this born millionaire, this guy who's born with a silver spoon in his mouth, talking to people who've never seen a silver spoon and saying, we are all elites together and you are with me. It was genius stuff. It really was. It was peak Trump. And the way it was peak Trump is because the media went nuts. I mean, it was unbelievable. First of all, I should add too that out in the streets there are leftist protesters all week long. We've been hearing Antifa. It's violence. What does CNN say? It's violence in the name of peace. It's peace through violence. Peace through violence. I like that. I'm going to get a little tag on my clothes that said peace through violence. Andrew Klavan, peace through violence. So he's, and the only people outside are the left. and they're throwing stuff at the cops, and the cops unleash on them. So they're rioting. I mean, we have some. Oh yeah, here's cut number 8. Show number 8. This is like a video, if you can see. It's like a black Trump supporter. Can you play it? Oh, there it is. So, let me keep talking. Yeah, it's a black Trump supporter trying to get out of here, and this clown jumps on his truck, the pickup truck, and slugs him. So these guys are beating up black guys because they're not the official black guys because they're supporting Trump. These are white guys, white leftists, telling black people they're not black enough not to be punched in the face by Antifa. Okay, so then we cut to CNN, and this was the highlight of my evening. I mean, I haven't had so much fun in a long time. It was really good. But let's start with Don Lemon. Don Lemon, the stupidest man on television, except for Chris Cuomo, who would be the stupidest man on television except for Don Lemon. I think Ben is going to be on his show. I told him if you put them together, they'll have an average IQ of 90. I think Don Lemon. So Don Lemon, they cut back to Don Lemon after this speech. And of course, CNN has now just been forced to cover Trump, ripping them. And here's Lemon's shocked reaction.
He's unhinged. It's embarrassing. And I don't mean for us, the media, because he went after us, but for the country. This is who we elected president of the United States. A man who is so petty that he has to go after people who he deems to be his enemy, like an imaginary friend of a 6-year-old. His speech was without thought. It was without reason. It was devoid of facts. It was devoid of wisdom. There was no gravitas. There was no sanity there. He was like a child blaming a sibling on something else. He did it. I didn't do it. He certainly opened up the race wound from Charlottesville. A man clearly wounded by the rational people who are abandoning him in droves, meaning those business people and the people in Washington now who are questioning his fitness for office and whether he is stable.
Good commentary, Don. It's like, he's unhinged. He attacked me, Don Lemon, whom everybody loves. How could he do that? He must be unhinged. I mean, it was great. I'm sitting there. I'm popping, my snacks into mine, which, by the way, I should mention, I get from NatureBox, because where else would you get them? Because you don't want to just eat whatever is in your cabinet, because who knows where it came from. NatureBox has snacks. Go on, you know what? Just go on their website. Go on the naturebox.com website and you'll see the great stuff they have. It is just incredible. And they change it all the time from your input. You can put in input, tell them what you want, just to read stuff off their list that I've tried. Salt and vinegar veggie chips, which I love. That I keep talking about that coffee kettle corn because it's got everything I like. Coffee, sugar, popcorn. I mean, what else do you want? Apple and cinnamon oatmeal. These are great snacks, but these are high quality, simple ingredients, which means no artificial colors, flavors, or sweeteners, so you can feel good about what you're eating. You're sure to find your new snack obsession at NatureBox. They add new snacks every month and the latest food from the latest food trends and professional chefs and, like I said, your input. It's so simple. Go to naturebox.com, choose the snacks you want. NatureBox will deliver them right to your door. There's no risk. If you ever try a snack you don't like, don't eat it. NatureBox will replace it for free. And right now, you'll save. I know, it's pretty good. I mean, and they're good. And they come, it comes with a list of what, the calories and all the stuff, so you don't just stuff stuff into your mouth. Right now, you have even more. You'll save even more. NatureBox is offering Klavan fans 3 free snacks with your first order when you go to naturebox.com/Klavan. And by the way, that's Klavan. I love the fact I say this like every single day, and then they go on Twitter and it's Klaven. It's AN. naturebox.com/Klavan, and you get 3 free snacks with your first order. That is the deal. If you go on and put in Klavan, you'll get 3 free snacks with your first order when you go to naturebox.com/Klavan, naturebox.com/Klavan. It's good stuff. We got to say goodbye to Facebook and YouTube because you haven't subscribed. If you subscribe to thedailywire.com, you can watch the whole thing right on the site. Plus, you could be in the mailbag, which is coming up after the break. If you subscribe, it's only a lousy $10 a month. And if you subscribe for a year, it's only a lousy $100 plus You get the leftist tears mug. Now listen, I don't like to enjoy the tears of other people, but I can't help it. They're just so good. And when you put them in this mug, they stay cold, they stay hot, they stay any way you like your leftist tears. They will be in this leftist tears tumbler. I keep calling it a mug, but it's a tumbler because you need a lot of leftist tears to really satisfy yourself. All right, we'll see you over at thedailywire.com.